Hey guys, it's Dan, your host of your Dan's Reviews, and today I'm back for another video for The Walking Dead World Beyond. This is going to be doing my weekly review. This one is going to be for part 1 of 2 of my review of the double season finale of The Walking Dead World Beyond. This is going to be for the first episode, Season 1, Episode 9, which is called The Deepest Cut.
Felix can't run from empties.
What are you saying, that we should leave him?
Silas!
Okay guys, this is going to be doing my video review for the season finale of Walking Dead World Beyond. This is part 1 of 2. We're going to review both of the episodes separately. First off though, we're going to start with Season 1, Episode 9, The Deepest Cut. So, very, very awesome double finale, of course. So we will give more of our thoughts on the actual season finale after this video. But to start it off with Episode 9, The Deepest Cut. So, I really enjoyed this double finale. I really did. I went in with, low expectations, as I always do with The Walking Dead World Beyond. Kind of just always what I do, because this show isn't, my favorite. I think Walking Dead World Beyond, probably is my least favorite series out of the 3 spin-offs, or out of the 3 Walking Dead shows. Walking Dead World Beyond is probably my least favorite. But I will definitely say this was a very, very, really, really great finale, and I think that these episodes really did well. Now, this episode, The Deepest Cut. So, continuing with the story we have of Huck, obviously with her being a spy. Obviously, we have the conversation between her and Elizabeth at the beginning of the episode, and then we get to see her purpose, really on purpose. She literally crashes the truck as they're all kind of sleeping in the back, Felix, Hope, and Iris, and she basically crashes the vehicle on purpose, and of course they go on foot. And not only that, as if I couldn't hate Huck anymore, she literally cuts Felix on the leg, which we don't even find out until later on, but that is how Felix gets the cut on his leg, just to kind of weaken the group so she can just get, which we also found out in this episode, the asset is Hope, not Iris. It's Hope, and she wants to get Hope away from Felix and Iris, and she's been trying to split up the group the whole time so she can get Hope to the CRM, to Elizabeth, and to the others in time for when Elizabeth lands, which, obviously if you saw episode 10, you know that mission is kind of successful. But I really think that this is it's just such a crazy twist still to see her character, Huck's character, do something like this. I just don't like it, and it's really, really frustrating to see. So basically, Iris kind of feels like something's off, which I do agree, when it comes to all this. And basically, in this episode, Hope, I guess, kind of tests it out as she kind of volunteers to go with Huck, that type of thing. And Huck kind of doesn't turn down. She's like, yes, that type of thing. And they basically go. But I did like kind of how they had the scene at the end of the episode where, Felix is like, but like, where's my gun? I don't know where my gun is, and then you have Hope, and she has the gun behind her, and it's like, oh crap. So this is why Hope is my favorite, because she always thinks about everything. She always at least does mostly the right thing, I would say, at least. And honestly, Hope is a very crafty character at this point, I would have to say. And when she has the gun and we can see it, and Felix is like, where's my gun? And you see that at the end. I thought that was a great cliffhanger, honestly, for the episode. So Huck continues to be a very annoying character. Episode 7, I really liked a lot of what they were doing with her backstory. However, at this point, what does it matter? Seriously, what does it matter? And honestly, it does take points off for Episode 7, I do have to admit, in terms of the rewatchability of Episode 7. I do think Episode 7 goes down a little bit now because of what they've done with Huck's character in these episodes going forward here from Episodes 8 to 10. So, yeah, definitely, it does affect it a little bit, I would have to say, just as a viewer, But in terms of all the stuff with the group, friggin' Huck, man, honestly, what she did to Felix, cutting his leg like that, and just everything, it annoyed me. It really did, and it really frustrated me. However, yeah, I don't know. That's all I can say for that. So, basically, we do also have Elton in this episode, who is basically looking for Silas. Obviously, after the last one, he's going to try to follow him, try to kind of find him, and we do see him run into Percy, which is very interesting. So, in terms of my thoughts on this, so this is kind of how the group is slowly starting to figure out that it was Huck, because obviously he is shot. We see that Percy's shot in this one as they, they both run into each other, and he kind of just falls down, and he's like, how'd you find me? And then he kind of falls, he has the knife up, and he's like, how'd you find me? And he falls. And basically, Elton, and basically by the end of the episode, Elton and the rest, they kind of, they find out, because obviously, Percy knows that it was Huck. Huck, obviously, and all that kind of stuff. So Huck is starting to kind of slowly get caught as this episode kind of goes through. And we did not see Silas in this episode. We kind of had to wait till episode 10, but we did see Elton find Percy, which I think was very interesting for sure. And I was kind of wondering when he was going to kind of show up and, what kind of impact he would have and that type of thing. So I was very shocked to see him because I was kind of thinking like maybe we'll see him in the finale, that type of thing. But no. So we do get some flashbacks in this one of a character in Felix's past named Will. Now, we get to see him briefly in the current time at the end of the episode, which is definitely something to mention as well. At the end of the episode, we do see him as he's running, and we do see that the CRM is kind of going after him. So, obviously, Will is, alive, that type of thing, and obviously we see more of that in episode 10, but that is what we see in this one, in a post-credit scene when he's running away from the CRM, and they're kind of, going after him and that type of stuff. So yeah, that is basically the episode. I mean, there were a few other things here and there, but that is basically episode 9 as a whole. Huck, things are looking, Huck is just continuously trying to break the group down, but she's kind of slowly starting to get caught here. And we also have of course Felix, everything that happened with him, his leg, of course, due to what Huck did, of course. And yeah, it comes to a head next episode, so I'm very excited to talk about episode 10. And in terms of this episode as a rating, in terms of rating this episode, I'm going to give this episode an 8.5. I think that's a good rating for this one. I think it's a really good episode. It had some really good scenes in it. Percy, making his return. And like I said, Huck continues to, and that's the thing too. I said this in the other review last week too, but it's just crazy how they can write it to where at first, like in the first 6 episodes or so, you're just like, okay, Huck is a really annoying character. I don't really care anything about her. Then in episode 7, they make you care about her character. They make you actually want her to survive. And then by the time you get to, these episodes here, it's just like, I hate her. I absolutely hate her. And what she's doing to Felix and how she's breaking up the group and how we do find out in this one that Hope is the asset. But man, I mean, it's so frustrating to see it through. And I don't know, it's just crazy how they did back and forth. She's kind of weird at first. I don't really like her. I really like her in episode 7 because of all the flashbacks and what they did with her. I'm starting to like her character a lot. She's starting to turn into one of my favorites. And then episode 8, they completely turn that around. And then in these episodes right here, I just can't stand her. So, I don't know, guys. That is just absolutely insane. I definitely think that Huck's character has taken a huge turn, and definitely after the review last week, and just seeing what she's been doing in this episode, and just some of the stuff she's been doing to the group in this one, I can't believe it. So, that is it, guys. I will be back for episode 10 review, of course, where we further discuss the actual season finale, because it did also kind of feel like this wasn't intended to be a season finale, since it did feel like this episode had enough to kind of stand on its own. And the other thing that really made it feel like maybe this wasn't intended to be an episode airing with episode 10 is because that the post-credit scene, it just feels like it's like, I don't think we would have had a post-credit scene if we just had 2 double episodes like this. But definitely seeing Will at the end was very interesting, and seeing kind of the introduction of his character, very interesting. And definitely Silas, we'll talk more about him because he's obviously in episode 10. But in terms of this episode, like I said, 8.5 out of 10, very, very good episode, and some very good kind of character moments throughout. So, yeah, the Deepest Cut, very cool stuff. Glad to see Percy. Glad to see, kind of the conflict start with the group. Huck trying to separate the characters. Even though I can't stand her, it made for a very interesting episode and a very exciting episode to kind of see, just everything play out all the way through. And I do like Elton in this episode. I think he was probably one of the standouts for me in this episode. We got to spend a lot of time with him, and definitely, he's very smart. That's the thing I've kind of noticed about Elton over the last couple episodes. He's a very smart character, and that's the one thing I really like about him in these, past couple episodes. Even episode 8 last week, he's very smart. He knows how to think about things, and I think another character we could definitely use as credit for that as well too is Hope. I think she's another character that thinks things through a lot, and definitely very very interesting characters in this show. I found as of late. At first, I wasn't a big fan of a lot of these characters, but now I'm really starting to like Hope. I really like Elton. I'm starting to like Silas. Iris is still nothing for me, but and Felix, obviously, I do like Felix's character characters. So, yeah, the cast is doing a good job, I feel like, more so in these later episodes than they were at the beginning. So that's also very good to see. I feel like throughout this season, the characters have kind of grown on me, and they've kind of gotten better. At least, you know, the majority of them. So, anyway, guys, that is it for the review for The Walking Dead World Beyond Episode 9. We'll be back for Episode 10, the season finale. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Write your comments in the comment section below. If you guys are new here, click the subscribe button to some of my videos for The Walking Dead World Beyond. Follow Dan's Walking Dead reviews on Instagram, guys. And, of course, I'll see you guys really soon for another video for The Walking Dead World Beyond. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys, and peace out.
Anybody out there?